The chaos made the field available. In a materialist worldview, chaos is danger. But in a symbolic worldview, chaos is a portal. It shakes loose the layers, allowing what was buried physically, emotionally, ancestrally, cosmically to re-emerge. Chaos destabilizes the ego architecture just enough that the false self can collapse, so remembrance, feeling, and truth can re-enter the system. It serves the purpose of clearing, decoding, reckoning, and resurrection. Chaos doesn't just destroy, it dislodges what wasn't built on truth. In episodes 1 and 2, I spoke about my own inner reckoning in 2020 and the years that followed, and how I realized much of my life and business wasn't built on truth. I had manifested it mostly from ego and the need for external validation, which I had mistaken for self-worth. I had to dismantle, dissolve, discern, and completely rebuild from a new foundation. I spoke about how the rupture in the world triggered my core wound, which I later discovered was an unconscious collective agreement held in the ancestral field and encoded in my body, particularly my spine, since conception. It didn't come up to torture me, it came up because it was calling me to heal it and offer a new field of coherence to my lineage. Before 2020, ancestral grief lived beneath the threshold of consciousness, encoded, buried, dissociated. The chaos didn't just rupture the false coherence in our world, it lowered the veil. It activated what was once subliminal into something we could feel. 2020 didn't just trigger trauma, it made the morphic field audible. The grief became so loud it couldn't be contained by the silence any longer. So the invitation wasn't just to process emotions, it was to enter the field while it's open. This is why generational alchemy work is essential now, not because the grief is new, but because the field access is. And why is that? In most eras and epochs, ancestral trauma hides beneath awareness. But 2020 destabilized the personal and collective ego structure just enough to pierce that veil. What was once buried in lineage became perceptible, emotionally, somatically, symbolically.